Okay, ready?
Wait.
I feel like I have eye crust. Feel like I got eye crust. Okay. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Hello, Nicole. Hello.
Hello, Eric. Hello.
Welcome, everybody, to our double eviction exit interview show. Now, before we jump into everything, I just want to let everybody know, make sure wherever you are watching this show that you follow, like, subscribe, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up and hit that bell. You guys commenting, sharing our content is such a great free way to help support these shows, to keep them going through BB23. So make sure that you guys get on that. Of course, you can share this show right now. It's not live. Share it now. Put it in a Facebook group somewhere where you think someone would enjoy it. Or, you can do it at the end too. But sharing is caring. And of course, visit our website, hellofriendspod.com. There you will find my socials, Nicole's, the ones for the podcast, our schedule, and more over on the Find Us Live page on the website. And what if they're listening to the audio version, Nicole?
If you are listening to the podcast version, as always, please leave a positive review, a 5-star rating, and share it with all your podcast listening friends. And not only this exit interview, but all our previous exit interviews as well. Share them. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Now, Nicole, we're gonna switch this up a little bit this week, right?
We are. We're changing it up, You guys know how technology could be, especially me of all people. And sometimes it's fickle and doesn't want to work. So we're going to go with the flow. We're going to show us, then show Vic and Ro. Yo, yo, it's okay. Get ready for the show. Yo.
You got to intro them. So intro them. Take it away.
It's time for the intro. So as you guys know, BBCAN had their double eviction, and today we are speaking with both of the evictees. They are not only the two evicted during double, but they are also the first two jurors that will be helping to determine the winner of season 9. We are super excited. It is time for double the drama, double the fun, and double the friends as we interview Spicy V and the Ro Show. So let's go, yo. Okay, guys, so we're going to jump right into our questions. And Victoria, we're going to start with you. We heard you tell Arisa that you're not really sure why you targeted Austin during your invisible HOH. What do you maybe wish you had done differently? Who do you maybe wish you had targeted instead of Austin, and why?
Instead of putting up Austin and Brayden, I wish I went for the trio, Jed, Beth, or Ty. If I did this, I know I would have had the support to get them out, and I could have aligned myself closer with some of the other house guests. At the time, I thought that this was making a big move and would bring me closer to Beth, Jed, and Ty, and maybe they would be keeping me safe in the future because of it.
Prior to being named the replacement nominee at this week's veto ceremony, who would you have deemed your number one in the house?
Kiefer. I really thought Kiefer was my number one in this game. We called ourselves Real Spice. We told each other everything, so I thought. And I just considered us to be really close allies.
What was it like finding out that it was a double eviction night and that one of your fellow house guests were going to be following you out of the house? Who did you think it was going to be, and who did you want it to be?
Double evictions are such a surprise, even when you know they're coming. I had a feeling it would be Rohan because I know the majority of the house was gunning for him. Breaks my heart to be sitting beside you right now, Rohan. Didn't want it to be you. I'm so surprised and sad about it, but I figured it was going to happen.
All right, Victoria, now I thought we would play a fun speed round. So, if you had stayed and won HOH again, who would have been your main target?
Now, like after being up there, I probably would go for Beth, Jed, and Ty. But if I would have stayed in the house, I don't know. I think I was going for Tina and Tara.
Who do you hope to see going out the door next week?
I would like to see Beth join me in here. She did me dirty. She wasn't honest with me. And here I am in the jury house.
And who do you think will be going out the door next week?
I think it might be Tara. I think she's next to join us.
Who do you think is currently playing the worst game?
Tara. I think she could do more.
Who do you think is currently playing the best game, and who do you think will be sitting next to them in the final two?
I think Kiefer's playing the best game. He has a great social game. He's winning comms. He's aligned with all the right people. I think he's doing great.
And who do you want currently to see sitting in the final two?
I would like to see maybe Kiefer and Tina.
All right, Victoria, I know we don't have a lot of time, so final question. What is something you learned about yourself coming out of this house that you didn't know about yourself before you went into it?
That I'm a good liar. I can't believe I fooled so many people into thinking I wasn't the invisible HOH, and I'm proud of myself for that.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Victoria. And now we want to turn to you, Rohan, with our first question. You know, you unfortunately landed in the position of being the victim of the double eviction. Could you provide some insight as to what was going through your head as everything was unfolding?
Definitely not surprised. I knew I was a big target, and there were a few people in there that wanted me out. I was in a position where I really just needed to win either the HOH or the POV in order to ensure my safety, and obviously I didn't win either of those two. Kiefer won. He told me earlier in the day that he was going to put me on the block next to Brayden, and in the event that I came down, he indicated he would put up one of the three, Jed, Beth, or Tashawn. I don't know if he would have done that. He might have just thrown up Tina or Tara and sent Brayden home if I'd won, but I didn't, and I'm on the outside because of it.
All right, we've seen you on slop week after week. We've seen you win the veto week after week. And like you said to Arisa, we've seen you lose people you considered allies week after week. What is your proudest accomplishment in the Big Brother house, and why?
Yeah, it was a tough go for sure. I was on slot more than anybody in the house. I was on the block more than anybody in the house. And, winning those vetoes obviously was a good accomplishment for me. I didn't want to win a large number of competitions in this game. I didn't think it was necessary, but based on the fact, like you said, we took back-to-back losses to start the season. My team did. And then I was losing allies left, right, and center. So Austin and Kyle were two of my closest people, and I just didn't have that many close allies left in the game to play with.
And now you told Arisa on stage that you currently felt that Kiefer was going to win, but who do you think will be sitting next to him in the final two?
Yeah, and, Kiefer at this point has the best resume for me, so if I were to cast my vote today, he would get it. Does he get to the end? I'm not sure. If he does, who does he sit next to? I think ideally in his world, it would be a Tina or a Tara because he would beat both of them. I think, honestly, he beats either one of the three as well. And against Brayden, it might be a close match. But
all right, Rohan. So I want to do the same game with you. We'll do a speed round. If you had stayed and won HOH or went right back into the house, who would have been your main target?
My main target would be Jedson. Jed, I think right now is almost like the glue between Beth and Tashawn. Beth and Tashawn started out closer. Now Beth and Jed are closer. I think if you take Jed out of the equation, then Tashawn and Beth have a little bit of a harder time, and they're going to be looking for allies. And honestly, I had a good relationship with Beth towards the end of my time in the Big Brother Canada house. We had developed a relationship, and honestly, I think Beth and I could have worked closely together with Brayden going forward. And I didn't see that happening with Jed. I think Jed wanted me out of the game for some time now. It was very clear. And if I went back, I would definitely try to get him.
Who do you hope will be the next person going out the door?
To that point, I hope it will be Jed. I hope Jed kind of walks out that door and straight into the jury house. I would love to see him or Beth walk through at this point. Out of the three, I'd be most likely, I think, to vote for Tashawn. However, I think, Kiefer's playing the best game right now from a diversity perspective. He's done a little bit of everything. But I do want my guy Brayden to make some big moves as well. Brayden obviously is my closest ally left in that game. And if he makes some big moves, he's got a case to win this thing.
And who do you think will be the next person going out the door?
I think honestly it might be Braden that walks through the door. If he doesn't win HOH, there's honestly a chance, even if Tina and Tara win HOH, that Braden goes on the block. I hope they wouldn't do that. I told them not to do that. But Braden might find himself on the block at the end of the day, and I think he would be the one to walk through. The odds are stacked against him, I think.
Okay, who do you think is currently playing the worst game?
I don't want to say anybody's playing like the worst game, but I would agree with Victoria that I think at this point it's Tara. She's got herself in hot water multiple times throughout this season. Sometimes it wasn't her doing, sometimes it was. But she just is a little all over the place, and she says things that she shouldn't say to certain people. And for that reason, I think that, if I were to say who's number 7 of 7 in there, it would probably be Tara.
And you also told Arisa that you'd love to see Braden take it all. Who do you currently want to see next to him in the final 2?
I would love to see Braden win this game. I'm rooting for him. I hope he gets to the end. I want to give him my vote. I hope he sits next to either Tina or Tara. I think anybody against either one of the two of them, although they're great people, they haven't done much in this game so far from my perspective, and either anyone sitting next to them would win this game. So I hope he sits next to one of the two of them. I will be voting objectively at the end of the day. So I'm not just going to vote for Braden because he sits in the final 2, but if he sits next to the right person, or if he has the argument to win the game, then I'll cast my vote for him for sure.
All right, Rohan, final question for you. What is something that you learned about yourself coming out of this experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started playing this game?
Just, the type of player that I was. I came into the house, I wanted to be this cutthroat player, this villainous type person, and I realized pretty quickly the types of relationships and the depth of the relationships you can develop with people inside of that house over such a short period of time. And my emotions definitely got the best of me at some points during the season, especially when I did not use the veto on either Austin or Braden. And, I wasn't that villainous cutthroat player that I thought I was going to be. At the end of the day, will always make decisions that are best for my game, and that's why I did not use that veto. But it affected me personally because there were two good people and two very close people to me on the block that, and I was just there to kind of stick the nail in one of their coffins.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Rohan.
Yes, thank you both so much. In the words of Arisa, we have a legend and a veto king. We love to see it. Enjoy the jury house, take it all in, and good luck in your decision voting for the winner of Big Brother Canada. Take care, guys. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, Nicole, that was so much fun doing that interview with them. It's almost like they were totally here.
Yes, we love speaking to them both. Obviously, you and I both love both of them. One being spicy, the other one being a king. It's odd. It's going to be very odd not having them in the house.
Obviously it is a jury, so, we can't say or do anything that would tip them off. We can't really, have a real conversation when we get to jury. I would have loved to have joked with Spicy and be like, I'm so glad to see that you're not salty, V. But, we can't really... But later, when they're in the real world, you guys know we're going to have all of these people on once the season is over for an hour. You guys will get to ask them your questions live. It will be so much fun. And you know how you can make sure that you don't miss that or any of our content? Make sure that you are following, liking, and subscribing wherever you guys watch. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Thumbs up and subscribe on that YouTube. Hit that bell. Make sure that you guys leave comments below wherever we are creating content. That is what influences us on what we do. That is where these questions come from each week. So you guys interacting with the shows and of course sharing them are great free ways to help support the show. And of course, if you need any help finding our socials so that you can do that, head over to hellofriendspod.com and that Find Us Live page. You will find my socials, Nicole's, the schedule of when we go live, and more. Of course, a 5-star rating and a nice review is always helpful on your favorite podcast provider. And we have tons of fun shows coming up
Yes.
this week. Nicole, I know tonight, speaking of what people are requesting, Comedy Jonah, John Richardson will be joining me for a very special Hello Friends tonight, the 9th. If it's past that, you can watch it back. We are going to be doing a special show with Dylan Zahner, who is a Twitch gamer, a gay activist of sorts, you could say. Very funny comedian that will be coming out this weekend, and so much more. What are your final thoughts, Nicole?
Oh man, final thoughts. I love speaking with all the pre-jurors. You can watch back all of those exit interviews everywhere or listen back. It's exciting to talk to the jurors because obviously they're going to be the ones to determine the winner of the season come finale night. So looking forward to seeing how the rest of it unravels and who the rest of the jurors are going to be, and then who's going to be sitting in those final 2 chairs. So we're almost there. A couple more weeks and we're getting our answers.
Yay! We will see all of you on the next show. Again, like, share, click all around these videos. You guys know what to do. We will see you all on the next show, which will be 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.